It's your girl Chelsea from Come Through Curls, and today I'm going to be showing you my wash day process. I have my lovely client Jazzy here as my model, and I'm going to go step by step through the shampoo process, the detangling process, and also the styling process. This is going to help you figure out how to break up the wash day process so then it's an easier experience for you when you do it at home. So, in the beginning, the shampoo process is one of the most important parts of your wash day experience. Shampoos are made to remove film-forming ingredients from the hair, specifically a clarifying shampoo. Clarifying shampoo is going to help you remove all of those film-forming ingredients that are preventing you from actually absorbing your water and product. So we want to make sure that every month you're clarifying that hair, giving it a good detox so then it can be more receptive to water and the products that you're going to be using for that day. For some hair types, you may have to wet the hair longer than others. So it's really important to give yourself time to just wet the hair first before applying any product. And you can start with lukewarm to warm water. When you are applying your shampoo, you want to make sure that you're directing your shampoo at the scalp only. And then you also want to get in between the hair and get the soap everywhere. Start from the scalp and kind of pull that shampoo down. When you clarify for the first time, you may not see a lot of lather, but as you shampoo a second time, which you will be shampooing a second time, you'll start to see a little bit more of a lather. But what's more important is really scrubbing that scalp. This is also going to help with hair growth. Stimulating that scalp and promoting blood flow to the scalp is really, really awesome for hair growth. And after you clarify, you want to pair up your clarifying shampoo with a hydrating shampoo. This is going to help to hydrate the skin of the scalp and also hydrate the hair. So you want to apply it in the same way, really just focusing it on the scalp. Scrubbing the scalp just to make sure that you can get all of the debris and dirt off of the scalp and hair. Smoothing everything down like a ponytail is going to help prevent any tangles while you are shampooing your hair. And this is also going to help to distribute that shampoo all throughout the hair. Making sure that you use a hydrating shampoo after your clarifying shampoo is going to help to bring some moisture back into that hair after you've already stripped it of everything with your clarifying shampoo. Now, the next step is conditioner. A fun fact about conditioner is this is where the film-forming ingredients kind of start. This is why when you rinse out your conditioner, you feel nice and silky smooth afterwards. That just means that it's leaving something behind. So when you're applying this, you don't want to apply your conditioner to the scalp, just to avoid weighing the hair down and product buildup at the scalp. So when you're applying your conditioner, you want to emulsify, which just means opening up that product in your hand and kind of smooth it down like a ponytail, but not at the root level. Really from the mid-lengths down to the ends. You also want to make sure that you open up that hair and distribute that conditioner inside of the hair as well. I also like to section from the back. That way I can go in sections, really smoothing and distributing that conditioner. So I like to use my hands to smooth that hair down and push that conditioner a little bit further into the hair. Depending on your texture, you can finger detangle or you can use a comb to help you. This section I'm going to use my fingers, and the next section I'm going to use a comb. I like to add a little water. Water is always going to help you with detangling. And I just start to kind of smooth that hair down using pressure with my hands. And then also open up that section as well, just so I can start to undo some of those tangles. Finger detangling does take more time, but it does help you learn what to feel for. If you are pressed on time, do not feel afraid of using a comb. You can definitely use a comb for detangling purposes also. So if you're going to be using a comb to detangle your hair, make sure that your hair or the section of hair that you're going to be detangling is saturated with water first. Then you put your product over top. It should feel nice and slippery. And then you're going to start with your comb going from the bottoms all the way up to the top. And you want to be gentle. You don't want to pull too hard. It'll kind of resist you a little bit, but you kind of work your way up. Always go from the ends up to the root. Also, another good tip for you is to find a comb that is flexible, like a silicone type of comb with fine teeth. Another comb like this one that you can find is called a tangle teaser. Tangle teasers are really good and they kind of remind me a lot of the comb that I'm using right now. It should not hurt when you go through your hair, and you should be able to see that hair smooth out. Now, for the rest of your detangling process, you want to make sure that you're sectioning your hair. I personally like to section going right along the scalp because this can turn into two sections. Then I kind of leave one long piece in the middle like a mohawk, and I also split at the top on the other side. Using alligator clips or crocodile clips like these are really awesome because they're going to hold everything in place. And as you can see with this section here, I can always split this into two pieces. It doesn't have to be perfect. I can twist this piece out of the way, clip it, and work on this section now. So if after detangling that section, you feel like that section is going to tangle up again, you can always separate that section into two pieces and do a twist. That way, this section has already been detangled and it won't tangle up with everything else while you work on your next section. This is also a great way to kind of train your hair to start to spiral, especially if you're dealing with a lot of damage. So now, after you've detangled everything, you want to rinse out this conditioner completely and move on to your next step. Every month, you can deep condition after you use your conditioner and detangle. You want to deep condition for about 25 to 30 minutes, nothing more than that. That way you can absorb those extra nutrients from your deep conditioning treatments and continue to heal your hair. But today we're not going to be deep conditioning. We're just going to go straight into styling after I rinse out her hair. You can also leave your twists in if they help, or you can take your twist out and rinse. If you leave your twist in, you want to make sure that you're rinsing all of the conditioner out thoroughly. So you want to squeeze until that water runs clear. So now we're going to be styling the hair. I personally like to start sectioning from the back of the hair, but do what feels right for you. I'm going to wrap up the rest of the hair. I'm going to have you lift up a little bit. So with this section, we want to start putting our styling products in. I would recommend doing cream first, then gel. That may vary depending on your texture. I'm going to be using the Briogeo Curl Charisma Cream and the Ouidad Advanced Climate Control Gel. I'm going to be using these two products today to style her hair. In each section, you want to use a little bit more than a dime size, maybe the size of a quarter per section. These products are pretty concentrated, so if you are going to be using these, if you feel like it's not enough slip, add water first before adding more product. I'm going to emulsify and do the same thing like the conditioner, really raking and smoothing this into the hair. If it's easier to use a comb, you can also use a comb to help you distribute that cream and that gel product. And remember, we're going to be layering. So now I'm going to take my gel. This one has a pump, so it's a little bit easier for me, but I use a little bit of a pump, maybe a pump and a half. This product is pretty runny, so you just want to be careful with how much you're using. You also want to layer that on top. Once you're finished layering all of your products, you're going to split this section into smaller sections. That way you can really accentuate the curls. So what you want to do is you want to use tension with your knuckles, really smoothing nice and tight. And that's going to help to join those hairs together so then you can see your definition. This is what the curls are going to start growing into. You can shake that section before you pull everything out, and it's going to start to encourage your natural texture. So I'm going to smooth, shake, and drop. Going to smooth, shake, and drop. Once you're finished with that, you can scrunch, or you can scrunch after you've already completed your section. So you can see again, I'm going to split my bigger section into a smaller slice. I'm going to use my knuckles to smooth, shake, and drop. Smooth, shake, and drop. I should be able to pull the curl out and not see any single strand hairs coming out of it. If your hair is dealing with breakage, you may still see some hairs coming out of it, but you should try your best to get it as smooth as possible. So it kind of should look like ramen noodles. After you finish your styling process of going in sections, you should look like this, having your curls very smooth where you can pull them out and see everything. Her hair, since it is a looser texture, we don't want to leave too much water in. So we do want to scrunch that water. Scrunching just means that you're going to squeeze that hair from the ends up to the root and allow some of that extra moisture to come out. You can use just your hands. You can use a cotton t-shirt, which is my preference, or paper towel. Some people also like to use microfiber towels as well, like one of these. I feel like these also rough up the hair too, so just be careful, be gentle if you are going to be using this as a tool. But today I'm going to be using my hands and paper towel. So you're going to kind of cup your hands from the bottom, squeeze, allow the hair to drip. That is okay. And then you're just going to keep doing that until you remove a lot of that moisture. If you leave too much water in, it tends to weigh the hair down, and you'll end up having a flatter root and more curls towards the bottom. But if you want more volume at your root, you should definitely squeeze out a lot of moisture if it's starting to get weighed down. Now, take some paper towel. Paper towel can get expensive, so my best alternative is a cotton t-shirt, and it does the same job. Just get an extra large cotton t-shirt and scrunch. Now our next step, we're going to be using a little bit of hairspray. You don't have to use it, but it definitely does help. If you are going to be laying in this position, you can lay on the side of your bed and have your hair kind of hang down, but you want to put some hairspray first. This helps to add a little extra layer of cast, which is what your outer layer or your gel or holding product is going to do. It's going to kind of firm up, and you kind of want that firmness so you can establish your definition. And now I'm also going to take my diffuser. I'm going to start with medium speed and medium heat, and I'm just going to hover. And hovering just means that I'm going to go over the hair without touching it, just to glide and guide some of that air to the hair so it can start the drying process. You don't want to start to encourage going from the ends up to the root until you start to feel that curl cast. So to protect your back, once we finish drying the top layer, we're going to roll and we're going to shake, shake, shake. This is going to help to direct all of the hair forward, and you can also start your drying process in this way too if you're doing it on your own at home. It's actually probably going to be a little bit easier doing this upside down as opposed to kind of going like this. So you're gonna roll and then shake, shake, shake. This helps to move all of those curls without disturbing what you just did. I'm gonna also add some hairspray to this back layer as well. Hairspray is awesome because it helps to dry the hair faster. And it also, like I said in the beginning, it gives you an extra cast. So then you establish your definition. So I'm going to continue to hover. Once I feel that hair is about 50% dry, then I can start to encourage more by scrunching and using my diffuser from the ends up to the root to create more volume and more curls. So once you start to feel that cast forming, it should kind of feel a little bit firm to the touch. This is a great time to start encouraging more curls. You can do that by using your diffuser, going from the ends, coming all the way up to the root. You do want to hold it for a couple of seconds. That's why it's really good to be mindful of your heat and your speed setting. You don't want to be too high, but you do want to leave it for about 3 to 4 seconds and bring it back down. Then you're going to continue to do that throughout each section of your hair. Now, after your hair is completely dry, or at least up to 80% dry, you can start to soften your cast with a little bit of oil. Sometimes I like to use the Olaplex oil, but you can use natural oils like jojoba or argan. And you just want a couple drops in the hand, spread it into your hands, and start to scrunch the hair. That's going to soften your cast and open up those curls. If you want to open up your root, you're going to take your fingers and go into the root area and shake, shake, shake inside to open up the hair. So after you finish shaking out your hair, you're going to flip all the way over. And this is your final look. So you can recreate this same look at home if you follow the steps that I showed you. Your preference for products is up to you, but if you follow these steps, you can also recreate the same look at home.